part 1, why start a blog? In part 2, what should I start a blog about? In part 3, this video, how to start a blog, the big picture, your one and only asset, and how to actually set up a blog. Let's dive into it. What's up, guys? It is Rowan here from loveworkathome.com. I'll get myself out of the way if I can, where we help you find freedom and work-life balance, sharing information on making extra side income, finding a work-from-home job, starting an online business. If that sounds good, hit subscribe and smack that bell so you don't miss out on the great content we have in store. Let's get back to that PowerPoint. Okay, here we are. How to start a blog. First, the big picture. The overarching principle is traffic, trust, offer, TTO. That I learned from Miles Beckler. Shout out to Miles Beckler. Now, basically, you need traffic to your website. As you can see on the left-hand side here, your traffic can come in the form of YouTube, your blog, podcast, Pinterest, paid advertising, social, other social platforms. And once you have traffic, you're starting to, put content out there that people are watching, reading, listening to, whatever it may be. Then you start building the trust with them. You start adding value into their lives, solving their problems, answering their questions, and then that trust is built. Once you have their trust, then you can get on to making an offer, which is further down the track. And that's this kind of right-hand side, the right 3 columns. But that's not what we're talking about in this video. We're talking more about, how to start a blog. We're going to get technical in just a moment. But traffic, let me break this down a bit. Traffic, opt-in email. This is really critically important, and I'll show you why in a second. But basically, once you have your traffic, you've built their trust. With that trust that you have built with them, they then say, you know what, I trust this guy. He's giving me a free something. It might be an ebook or a newsletter or whatever it may be. I'll give him my email address, and that is where you start to build your email. That takes me on to my second point or item, which is your one and only asset. Now, you can start an Amazon store, but if Amazon changes their terms or they just don't like what you're selling or whatever it might be, your store is now closed. You can start a Instagram store or, have an Instagram business, and a lot of people do. But what happens if Instagram then changes their terms, or people are trolling you on Instagram and somehow you can get wiped out? Of course, even WordPress, your very own blog that you believe is your asset. If Google wants to change their terms or do things differently, your WordPress blog can actually be swept from under your feet. Because Google is king at the end of the day, or whatever other search engines, they are king. They determine who or what or how go to your website, and how it gets interacted with, how it gets disseminated to the world or not. Your one and only asset is your mailing list. That's right, your mailing list. This is what you can hold, can nurture, can carry on from one CRM to the next CRM to all your different mail management systems, whatever it may be. Your mailing list is your asset. No one can take that from you. Google can't come along. Amazon can't come along and pinch that from you so long as you have that mailing list somewhere. Your mailing list is critically important because, again, it is another method to build trust and nurture a relationship with the people who are following you and who have trusted you to give you their email addresses. But it is also, I should say, and it is also one of the best tools that you have in your business, your online business, to make money. Your mailing list is where you can make most of your money. And in fact, most people who really know what they're doing in the internet marketing world use their mailing list as their main source of income. And I'll get more onto sources of income in the next video and how you can actually make money from blogging. How to actually set up a blog. Okay, first is pick a domain name. Now, this is your .com, your .org, whatever name. For example, loveworkathome.com. That is my domain name. It should have a combo and a balance between keywords with high search volumes and also branded wording. Now, I knew with Love Work at Home that I wanted work at home or work from home in the domain name because that was a search term. And then I actually used an emotive word, love, which typically makes people feel good. Now use instantdomainsearch.com to see if whatever you come up with is available, and then you can buy your domain name through places like GoDaddy or Crazy Domains. WordPress and hosting setup. Now, you need a website hosting company like SiteGround or Bluehost or HostGator, as I've got there, to actually host your website. They have the actual infrastructure, like servers, that store your website information. But be wary of watching other people's videos or blogs or whatever about hosting, because almost everyone will recommend Bluehost because Bluehost pays some of the best affiliate commissions. If you don't know what I mean by that, just don't worry about it. It's all good. Now, when you set up with a host, you'll have an option to start a WordPress site, which I highly recommend. More than 30% of the world's websites are on WordPress. With your purchased domain name. And that's getting you well on the way to setting up your, starting your blog. By the way, I'm going to go through this very, very quickly for the very, very, very best step-by-step process on how to do all of this to really be spoon-fed. You can't go past AHP, which is in the comments section below. Without their affiliate site system and blueprints, Love Work at Home would still be at zero traffic. These guys really know how to how to teach people how to do this stuff step by step. They're just unbelievably good. Anyway, I won't dive into it too much. Next is you'll also want to set up a CDN, which is a content delivery network that it helps host your website to all corners of the globe as quickly as possible, because you want your website and posts to show up quickly. If someone's doing a search in Asia, but you're hosted in America or over in Europe, then a CDN will help your website appear to those people really, really quickly. Next is to pick a WordPress theme. Their themes are all about what your website actually looks like. Some are paid, some are free. Best to just do a bit of Googling and to have a look around, because you want to pick a nice theme. There are some WordPress come out with their own themes each year. I believe those ones are free. They are typically very good themes. After that, it is on to some basic branding. Now, you want to make your theme look on brand. You need to choose your brand colors, fonts, logos, etc. And there are stacks of sites out there like this one, colors.co. That's COLOORS.co. There's also FontJoy to help you with your font. There's also, font pairing made simple with FontJoy. There's also Looker, which can help you with your logos, just to name a few. And again, going back to AHP in the description of this video below, there's a lot more information. Number 5 is analytics and webmasters. Once you're on brand, you'll want to set up your Google Analytics, which helps you measure your traffic, and your Google Webmasters that helps you check in on your website to make sure nothing's going wrong, check if any issues, make sure it's all running smoothly. Following this, you'll want to set up various different pages on your website, like your contact page, your home page, your privacy policy, about page, home pages, all that sort of stuff. And then you will actually have a body of a website. And from there, you start creating posts, which is your content. Content. From there, it is the race to 100 posts and you're away. From there, it's a matter of how you want to monetize your blog, which, as I mentioned at the very beginning, I will be covering in part 4 of how to set up a blog and make money. So I hope you got something out of that. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.